This your favorite nephew cousin? Yeah, I'm back with it. Yesterday I was giving you that we had them because it's Wednesday, and I was telling you not to lose yourself trying to impress other people. Today I'm gonna jump into it and say, don't worry about the past. It's just the past. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going with it today. Cause I think people be so caught up in what they could have did, or if their situation or whatever their situation is right now, if they would have did something different, it would lead to a different result. You don't know that because it's the past and you can't go back. And yeah, it's hurtful. It is hurtful. You know what I'm saying? Because you be like, man, if I would have just, ooh. And then you got to think, even if you probably did, would have, whatever it was, who's to say you would have been where you needed to be, right? Where you wanted to be and where you needed to be two totally different things. Seriously, right? Maybe you probably wouldn't have been able to handle that pressure of that lifestyle. Maybe if I would have just turned this way instead of went that, you know what I'm saying? Unless it was on a good path, but then maybe you probably needed to learn from that mistake or learn from that way of life that that route that you took. But yeah, it's just the past, right? Don't let the past haunt you. Seriously, it's just the past. You want to focus on today and the future, but not so much the future either, because that gives people anxiety as well, from dealing with the past. So it's like you gotta find that balance. I be telling y'all to find the balance though. But yeah, don't be so caught up in the past, right? Because you got today. You know what I'm saying? You got today to live, to get it right. Especially if you woke up today, right? Yeah, and it's one of those messages that hits home because I'll be looking at, the opportunities I had, my youthfulness, right? Every day I'm getting older, and I be like, dang, if I would have just but maybe that wasn't in the plans. Because if it was in the plans, y'all probably would have never got your favorite nephew cousin, right? I had to become your favorite nephew cousin. So, and then I be hating to say this term because people be using it so loosely, but they say God don't make mistakes, man, and in some situations you be looking, shaking your head like I don't know, bro, like, but you know that and everything happens for a reason. Boy, you talking about a nigga hated that one. I hated that one, but it's just one of those things, man. Don't be so caught up in the past because you still got work to do, right? You still got today and tomorrow to live for, seriously, right? To make it better. And and I know a lot of the times we just wish. You know what I'm saying? We wishing we would have did this, wishing we would have, you know what I'm saying? I guess not taking so much for granted. I think that's why we got to take it one step at a time, 1 minute at a time, and just realize what we in it for. And it, and like I say, it's easier said than done to not dwell on it, especially if you had big dreams and aspiration, and all you had to do is really just two or three things, and you probably could have been on your way. Like, especially if it's like sport dreams and stuff like that. But it's one of those things where you probably still have love for the game or still have, some type of ability. But it's one of those things. What if you did follow your dreams and then just completely didn't make it? That's always a possibility too. Like you was just, say you was trying to shoot for the NBA and then you either got injured or, or you just wasn't good enough, right? So, people be having to sit with that, even if it's just something, you know, with schooling and stuff. Some people be dropping out, whether it's college, uh, college, even high school. Hell, I seen it'd be crazy because it's some people out there that didn't even finish middle school and are millionaires, right? It's just, but it's still the past, right? Cause I be thinking, I be like, man, cause I'm, that school debt, right? I be thinking, like, man, I ain't even have to go to college. I could have, but I still was in the fountain of learning, right? But yeah, man, the past is the past, and I know it hurts, man. I'm telling you, I can't even get the words, cause I'm still thinking about all the stuff I could have did in my youth if I was just paying attention. Right. I think that's what would be hurting. Like if you just would have knew what you knew now. I think that's what really be hurting us. If you knew what you knew now back then, you know what I'm saying? But it's one of those things. You just gotta live for today. Gotta get better and you gotta today. You got today. You know what I'm saying? You got your wisdom, you got your life, you got your health, hey, you aspiring to do more, right? So, it's just one of those things, man. Don't let that past trip you up. Don't let those past dreams, try to haunt you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm even talking to myself because a nigga still got hoop dreams. But me making it to the NBA at the age and the height I am, very slim. But niggas still gonna ball. You feel me? Niggas still gonna ball, y'all. But you know what I'm saying? But hey. Yeah, I'm telling you, see, I don't be just talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself, but I think that's why it hurts so bad, cause like a nigga, I wasn't even, I kind of tweaked my ankle the other day hooping, honestly, right? And I just been trying to get back normal and stuff, but it's just, I wouldn't say it's time for me to hang it up, but it's one of those things. I'm gonna take it a little bit easier, and then I'm gonna make sure I'm healed. So it's probably gonna hurt me today because I'm going to the gym to not hoop, or if I do hoop, just shoot around. But it's one of those things where it's just like, man, trust me, I know y'all. I'm right there with y'all. And you got dreams, man. Nigga got dreams, y'all, but chances very slim though. All right, y'all, man. It's your favorite nephew cousin, man.